Phonetics. Introduction to phonetics. Phonetics is the sound system of a language. Now, before going to phonetics, I would like to tell or give a brief introduction about linguistics. Linguistics is the scientific study of language and it has 5 levels. The first level is phonology, which deals with sounds. The second level is morphology, which deals with words, and syntax deals with the sentence structure, and pragmatics is the study of discourse. These 4 levels are connected with each other, whereas semantics tells about the meanings of each word. Phonology. Phonology is the basic level of linguistics. The term phonology is derived from the Greek words phone, which means voice, logos, which means study. Therefore, the term phonology means sounds of a particular language. Phonetics deals with the sounds. It is also a branch of science and it is the study of language. These sounds, it deals with the production as well as articulation of speech sounds. Phonetics deals with sounds in general. Active and passive articulators. We need certain parts of our body or organs to speak. So the main organs what we need is the mouth. So some parts in our mouth are mobile and flexible and some are immobile. The mobile and flexible organs of speech are called as active articulators. For example, tongue and lips. The immobile organs of speech are called as passive articulators. Example, teeth. So when these active and passive articulators come into contact with each other, sounds are produced. So the sound produced can be categorized into two: manner of articulation and place of articulation. So when it comes to manner of articulation, how is this sound produced? Either it is because of friction or the air passes out through the nose or through the mouth. But place of articulation means from where does that sound comes? Either it is from the glottis. For example, the sound ha, h, ha. What happens? The sound comes from the throat. When you say yeah, sing, N and G, the air comes out from the nose. So this is called as place of speech mechanisms. Human beings possess the ability to produce sounds by using certain body mechanisms. But these mechanisms have other functions to perform also. For example, we breathe through our nose and we can also smell. Our teeth is used for chewing. The throat is used for swallowing. The lungs for respiration. So, speech becomes an overlaid function. So, for the production of spoken language, we use our body parts from head to abdomen. There are 3 groups of bodily organs which are used: the respiratory system, the phonatory system, the articulatory system. These 3 systems, though they have very different functions, work together as a unified whole to produce speech. The respiratory system. The respiratory system comprises the lungs, the bronchial tube, and the windpipe or trachea. The most useful source of energy for our vocal activity is produced by an air stream expelled from the lungs. There are languages which have sounds not requiring lung air for their articulation, but all the essential sounds of English need pulmonic air for their production. The phonatory system. The phonatory system is formed by the larynx or voice box, the front part of which can be seen in adult male as the Adam apple, that is the protruding bone in our neck. The larynx contains the vocal cord. It also contains certain tissues in it, and so they are known as vocal folds. The opening between the vocal cords is known as the glottis. Then the third one, the articulatory system. The articulatory system consists of the nose, lips, mouth and its contents, including especially the teeth and the tongue. Although the ear is not part of the speech producing mechanism, we must include it among the vocal organs because speech is not just produced, it also has to be received, and the main organ of reception is the ear. The airstream mechanism. When we breathe out air, it is called as aggressive, and we pull in air, or when we breathe in, it is called as ingressive. These airstream mechanisms are also further classified into three: the pulmonic airstream mechanism, glottalic airstream mechanism, velaric airstream mechanism. The pulmonic airstream mechanism. It consists of the lungs and the respiratory muscles. The respiratory muscles move the walls of lungs which form the initiator so that air is either drawn into the lungs or pushed out of them. For the sounds of English and most Indian languages, it is the pulmonic aggressive airstream that is used. For this, I wish to tell the example of a balloon. When we fill the balloon with air, we do not hear any sound. But when the air is let out from the balloon, we hear sound. In the same way, when the air enters into the lungs, there is no sound, we cannot produce speech sounds. But when it comes out of the lungs, due to this airstream mechanism, sound is produced, especially for English and for other Indian languages. The second is the glottalic. The larynx itself with the glottis firmly closed is the initiator. Sounds produced by an ingressive or aggressive glottalic airstream are found in many languages. For example, in Sindhi, some sounds are produced with an ingressive glottalic airstream. The third one is the velaric airstream mechanism. Its initiator is the back part of the tongue, which can be lifted up so that it comes firmly into contact with the velum or the soft palate. Certain languages in Africa, such as Zulu, use ingressive velaric airstreams. Sounds thus produced are often referred to as clicks. The velaric is an important airstream mechanism for smoking. It is used both for extracting the smoke from the cigarette and then for expelling it. When we extract the smoke from the cigarette, it is ingressive, and when the smoke is expelled, it is aggressive. Now, I have given a brief introduction of all the terms, and now I wish to move on to phonetics. Now, as far as we know, we have 26 letters of the alphabet, but these 26 letters does not represent only 26 sounds. It represents 44 sounds according to the received pronunciation of England. Received pronunciation of England is a variety of speech where the high class people in England speak. So these 44 sounds are called as phonemes. Each sound is a phoneme, and there are 24 consonant sounds and 12 vowel sounds. As in Tamil or in Hindi, we have vowel sounds separately and consonant sounds separately, and then a blend of these two sounds are also seen in our Indian languages, as in it plus a is ka, it plus e is ki. But in English, there is no blend of consonants as well as vowels. According to the word, we pronounce it. So that is the basic difference between our mother tongue and English. So I've said there are 44 sounds, but in letters we have only 26. Apple, ago, all, awesome. All these four letter words begin with A. But what happens is when we pronounce them, we do not pronounce all the A's there in the same way. Apple, ago, all, awesome, oh. So there is a difference in each A when we pronounce it. And the second set of words, fool, poor. In both these set of words, there is double O, but the way we pronounce it differs. In the first word, fool, there is a long oo sound. Oo, fool. Whereas in poor, oo and poor. We do not say fool. The second one, enough, cough, through, bow. There are four words, and in these four words, similar strings are there. O, U, G, H. We can find all these letters in all the four words. But when we pronounce it, we do not pronounce it in the same way. It is enough, GH, cough. This GH in cough and enough is pronounced as F. Through, bow. Here, O sound is coming. Bow is A sound is coming. So, in all these four words, the strings are pronounced differently. Next, phone, tin. Both the words begin with the same letter P, but since H comes with P, that PH is also pronounced as F pronunciation. Church, cat, seas. All the three words begin with C, but they are pronounced differently. As C comes with H, it is chair pronunciation. In cat, it is ca pronunciation. And in seas, it is sa pronunciation. So, the same letters are used but are pronounced differently. In the same way, jinn and kan, both are beginning in G, but for jinn it is pronounced as G, but for in gun it is pronounced as ga. So, in English, there is no one-to-one relationship between the letters of the alphabet and the sounds they represent. So, thank you for listening to this. In the next video, we will deal in vowels and consonant sounds.